Hey, how's it going? So, you're thinking of moving to Grand Rapids, or maybe you already live here. Well, today I want to talk about the top 5 neighborhoods that I keep coming across as I work with clients in West Michigan. I want to focus on the practical things, the livability of these neighborhoods, things like convenience and safety, schools, and just general livability. And so, yeah, let's break that down in today's video. Like I mentioned, everybody's going to have a neighborhood that might be different or best for them, but these are the top 5 that I keep coming across when I work with clients in West Michigan and specifically Grand Rapids. So let's focus on these and break them down. My name's Joel and I'm your local West Michigan realtor. Let's talk about it. So these are going to be in no particular order. And with that said, let's dive into what is going to be the first one on the list, East Grand Rapids. So some of the great things about East Grand Rapids, it's got a small town feel, but you're still right next to the city. So you're not too far away, but you still got that great small town Midwest charm feel. Also, another very well-known thing about East GR is going to be the school. The school there always ranks really highly in Michigan, not just in the area, but in all of Michigan. So that's definitely something that's important to you to take note of here. There's also Reed's Lake and other great walkable areas that both for dining and entertainment, some parks and things like that. So East Grand Rapids has got you kind of covered in those areas, and I think those are the top things of note to think about when you're thinking East Grand Rapids and being a top neighborhood. All right, so second on the list, we're going to be talking about the Forest Hills neighborhood. Now this is going to be a neighborhood with some newer built homes. You're not looking as historic as some of the stuff closer to downtown. And Forest Hills is going to cover kind of the Cascade and Ada area. And so, yeah, you're looking at, once again, some actually really highly ranked schools and some of the newer homes and lots of other great things. So I'll talk about that next. Some of the other best parts about Forest Hills is going to be lots of parks, and it's very community involved and very family centric. So if those are things that are important to you, definitely think about Forest Hills as one of the top neighborhoods for you to be interested in and take a look at when looking to relocate within West Michigan. Lastly, for Forest Hills, it's kind of that place where families love to move and then they don't really look to move away from there. It's something that I've noticed is it's a place where people like to come and stay, and they just love it so much that they don't want to move away or leave. So always keep that in mind too. So third on the list, we are going to be talking about Rockford. Now, for those of you who are from West Michigan and watching this video, you might say Rockford's not in Grand Rapids, and you're right about that. It's actually a little bit north of Grand Rapids, just a little ways, but it's not too far. And I wanted to include it to just have an option for someone who might be looking to live just outside the city a little ways, still be able to commute in, but find a nice neighborhood just outside the city. So Rockford's going to be that one. Some of the great things about Rockford, some awesome breweries and coffee shops, walkability in the downtown area there. Once again, I know I keep mentioning the schools, but it just happens that these 3 so far have had really strong schools. Rockford is really known for their athletics. I think a lot of people in West Michigan, when they see that they're playing Rockford for high school athletics, usually they know that that's going to be a really strong athletic school. So there's a couple things to think about when you're talking about Rockford. All right, so a couple more things to think about when we're talking about Rockford. As I mentioned before already, we've talked about East Grand Rapids and Forest Hills. Those neighborhoods are both going to have some newer homes that are built, and that's going to come with a little bit higher price tag on those homes. Rockford, you're going to find a little bit more affordable homes, so that's something to consider as you're talking about that. And then also a great thing about Rockford is going to just be how community centered it is as well. It's kind of got like a Saturday farmers market vibe. You're away from the city, but also not too far from the city. So lots of things to think about there, and Rockford's going to be a great opportunity. And let's move on to neighborhood number 4. So the 4th neighborhood that I want to talk about today is going to be Ottawa Hills. Now, I got to be honest with you. Before I started living in Grand Rapids, I didn't really know about Ottawa Hills. However, since living in Grand Rapids now, I've been blown away with the beauty of Ottawa Hills, and it has really grown on me a lot. It's one of those neighborhoods where you've got some more older houses, some stuff even as old as 1920s and 1940s, but then a lot of them have also been really beautifully renovated. And it just is such a beautiful landscape of area where there's lots of trees around the neighborhood. The community is very safe and very walkable, very beautiful area to live. Something else to think about with Ottawa Hills is the home prices are going to vary a bit, but it's definitely becoming more and more sought after. So Ottawa Hills is also going to be the closest neighborhood to Grand Rapids, to downtown, I should say, in terms of Forest Hills, Rockford, or East Grand Rapids. So Ottawa Hills is actually going to be placed the closest to downtown so far, which, gives you a little bit more accessibility and ease to get and see some of those things, whether that's dining, whether that's entertainment, or just whatever else you might be interested in. Lots of availability to get to coffee shops and breweries here in the city more. So that is going to be neighborhood number 4, and let's move on to neighborhood number 5. Okay, so neighborhood number 5 is going to be Byron Center. Now, I've tried to spread these neighborhoods around the best I can. Now, obviously, there's great neighborhoods all around Grand Rapids, but so far we've talked about the east side, we've talked about north of Grand Rapids a ways, we've talked about the heart of Grand Rapids a little bit more with Ottawa Hills as well. Now we're going to move to the south part of Grand Rapids, and what I would say is one of the top neighborhoods down there being Byron Center. Once again, this is going to have some newer builds, and it's going to be an area that is definitely up and coming and developing a lot more than something like Ottawa Hills that's kind of already established itself. And so, neighborhood number 5 is going to be Byron Center, and let's break it down a little bit more and see what else we can find that is exciting about Byron Center for you. If you're looking for that new suburban feel with safe neighborhoods, and maybe you really like shopping, then Byron Center is going to be the neighborhood for you. There's a big outlet mall that has developed there within the last 5, probably 10 years now actually. It's a up and coming and developing neighborhood, so if that's what you're looking for, check out Byron Center, and we can always discuss that more. So I know we've now talked about 5 neighborhoods in Grand Rapids that I think are the top neighborhoods that kind of keep coming up as I work with clients and families. Like I mentioned, everybody's going to have a different best neighborhood, but these are the 5 that continually come up and that I think provide the most value to someone moving. However, I want to throw in one bonus neighborhood that I didn't mention, and I'm just going to talk about briefly, and that's going to be Walker, Michigan. That's where I chose to buy, and that is a neighborhood that I really grew to love and appreciate. It's going to be on the west side of Grand Rapids, and there's all sorts of things building up in that area, in that Walker-Standale area. So feel free to hit me up in the comments and ask me to tell you a little bit more about Walker, and we can chat about that. But those are going to be the 5 top neighborhoods that I enjoy in Grand Rapids and that I think you would find most appealing. So we've talked about 5 neighborhoods in West Michigan, and specifically Grand Rapids today. They each have their own little unique vibe and cool little quirks of culture. You could be looking for better schools, gave you some options there, or maybe walkability, or maybe Midwest historic charm. Grand Rapids has something to offer for anybody, and I would love to be able to share more about Grand Rapids with you and help you learn more about this area. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and give me a call or text. I'll put my name and number in this video and in the info box, and reach out and let's chat about it.